Reaching a big milestone in another big year. Time just keeps on marching on, that is crystal clear. 23 full years of questing, no banks or deaths, I've got my tricks. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2006. Welcome back to March 15th, 2006. Still working on a recipe for disaster. Looking forwards, there are some things we need to prepare. As much as we go and get all the things we need for the sections of quests, when we need them, some things take some time. Two things we need to get going here. First up, we need to talk to Gertrude. Do you have any more kittens? Indeed I have. They are 100 coins each. Do you want one? Accept the offer, Kifton. 1 kitten for us. Technically, we could get away with just having a kitten. But honestly, it's a terrible idea. What we need to do is raise this kitten into a cat. Or maybe even a wily cat. Depends how long other things take. Because a kitten is not so good at catching rats. The other thing we need is a bit of farming. Specifically, sweet corn. Stole some sweet corn seeds from a master farmer. I just need to plant them in an allotment here. Would be beneficial to have a scarecrow here to protect them from disease. Might just end up running back past here, making sure they grow up nicely. Definitely going to end up in the area in order to get, like, fish for the kitten here from the fishing guild or something. And we also need to heal a little bit right now. But now, while we wait for the sweet corn to grow, and a lot more time waiting for the kitten to grow up, we are going to work on the prayer grind some more. Green dragons with our kitten. Very safe. Very cool. 64 prayer. That is nothing. Cat is still a kitten here. So time-wise, this is not taking enough time just yet. But every level takes more time than the previous one, so we'll just keep working on it here. And there is 65 prayer. Well, that is deflect magic, rapid renewal, and third age equipment. Yeah, probably not gonna get any third age druidic ever. Got 68,000 coins from the green dragons. With all that training and a bit of AFKing, cat is now overgrown. Gonna keep it like that until we need to make use of that. One interesting thing is that getting buckets of slime is now slightly faster due to a 2024 update requiring more buckets of slime. So that's helping a little bit. I'm okay with that. Back to Recipe for Disaster. 5 more council members to save here. Continuing around the table, we've got Scratch, Uglogwi. Requiring 41 cooking, 20 fire making, big chompy bird hunter, and technically some low mining and smithing requirements for Ironman only. Let's see what we can do. How can I help Scratch? Scratch, he'd be unfrozen in a jiffy if he just had some jubbly. And once again, but in English this time. Sorry. Scratch, being an ogre, likes chompies. And a real delicacy is a jubbly chompy bird. Do you think you could get some? Yes, I'm sure I can get some jubbly chompy. Or we could just have this ogre frozen in this dimension forever. That's not going to save the universe, though, so we'll try our best. That's the spirit. Okay, then. What's involved? How do I get this jubbly chompy? Well, that's where it breaks down a bit, you see. The only thing alive which might help you get the jubbly chompy is the most confusing beast that Gillinor has ever known. The situation is lost, I am afraid, and I understand totally if you decide not to help Scratch. Oh, come on, it can't be that difficult. I am afraid it is. You see, you need to go and speak to an ogre called Rance, over in the Feldip Hills. Ah, right, I see. How do you feel about getting Jubbly Chompy now and freeing Scratch? No way I'm going to talk to Rance. Fine. Oh, okay then, I guess I'll talk to Rance. Well, I do pity you, and wish you the best of luck. Rance. Always a good time. Trying to decipher what he's even saying. It's an entire situation here. We've got quite the list of items that we need here. Not sure we can even get any from the chest downstairs. Mostly we're doing a lot of cooking related stuff down in the ogre areas. Also, basically doing big chompy bird hunting all over again. Lots of steps. We need an axe, which we'll just get here from Bob. That'll be easy. We need raw chompy, possibly multiple, but I think with our cooking level, one should be fine. So that means we need to make an ogre bow, or an ogre comp bow, from the ashy tree and the wolf bones. We make the ogre arrows with the ashy logs and feathers and more wolf bones. Use those to kill the chompy. We also need to get the bellows from the cave, inflate the swamp bubbles, get the chompies with the bloated toads. And then later in the quest, we'll also need an iron spit, which we can make with an iron bar, so we're going to need to go mining and smithing. Pick up some logs, which we're going to have easily because we're going to have an axe anyways. A tinderbox to light said logs. The pickaxe we're going to be using for mining again. And a ball of wool, which we can just buy in Ardoin. So we've got many a place to go. Fletching, mining, smithing, woodcutting, firemaking, combat, ranged. You have to temporarily take off all the melee stuff for the ogre bow to even be able to hit due to accuracy penalties. It's going to be a whole bunch. And we also need a knife. And a chisel. Everything. We're just trying to help. Well, I suppose, since we're in the area, getting feathers here, might as well do the stuff with the cat here. Typically, this will be down in the rat pits, but those no longer exist. Talking to Felcrash here. Can you train my cat for me? Show how to train to a wily cat. A grown cat has grown into a lean, mean hunting cat. You should really name your cat. This is uninterface. Previously it was a scroll wheel for all 6 letters. But now it's a drop down for each letter. Can't just type it in or anything. That'd be too easy. This cat's name will be Hope, as in it's hoping that it's not going to be deserted immediately by us. So, cat, what do you think of the name? Meow. Can you tell me more about wily cats? Of course. Of course. They're the highest form of cat that I know of. They're tougher, stronger, and faster than other variations of cat. And they can catch butterflies and calphite larvae, and are far superior to any other type of cat at hunting. So is there any drawbacks to owning them? Wily cats need looking after, or else they get fat and lazy. So how do I look after them then? The key is to keep it active, taking it hunting regularly. Try to keep it happy too. They can be a little nasty when they're cranky. What happens if I neglect my cat? Not that I would do that or anything. They would get fat and lazy, be much worse at hunting, and would show you up as a really poor cat trainer. Can I retrain my lazy cat? Yes, you can get your lazy cat back in shape with a lot of rat catching, but you really shouldn't let it get to that state in the first place. Fair enough. One way to stop it from getting to that state in the first place is to have it in the inventory. So it can't get lazy. Which is hilarious, because we're just carrying it around with us. Whatever. Let's make some stuff here. Flighted ogre arrows. No, just finish it. These used to take more feathers than that, that's fine. Make the ogre arrows. Then we can put those in the ammo slot. Save us some space. Make a unstrung ogre combo here. Use the bowstring that we picked a flax, then made that. Got our ogre bow. And all the other things. And I just need to go get the bellows and catch a chompy. Got a few chompies here. Don't really have space for a bunch of them. But these do count for the chompy kill count, so I'll take it, I guess. Only need the one raw chompy here, probably. I mean, we got space. We can bring more. Why not? Also drop a bunch of feathers if you want to make more arrows. No, we don't really need to. Alright, there's another one. Ah, the arrows flying all over the ground. That's gonna be solved soon. It's gonna be great. Anyways. A few chompies. Have space for all these? Probably not. Anyways. Over and talking to Rance. He's right over here. Hey Rance. How's it going? Any more mysterious things to tell me? Creature lost a stabby chucker? We have a spare one, but it costs 500 of the gold shinies. He wants it? I don't have enough space to carry it. Maybe another time. Also, I don't need your regular ogre bow. I made my own comp bow here, because I'm fancy. Creature done good. Cooking to chompy. Maybe you want some free hatsy? Rand's got lots of hatsies for chompy shooters. No, I got other things we're dealing with right now, Rance. I'm trying to free Scratch. Can you help? Scratch? He big boss? Scratch like to jubbly chompy. His bestest yums like chompy. Okay, so can you help me get some jubbly chompy? Rand's tell creature house to stick to jubbly, just like to chompy. Soon, creature be the ogre too like Rance. A nice thought, but unlikely. But creature do Rance stuffsies first. You creatures get Rance to other lands over der, so Rance can get the stuffsies for the glug glugs. Rance points to the northeast, in the direction of Karamja. Yous do this, creature, for the jubbly? What's involved? Use creatures get Rance to other lands over der, so Rance gets the stuffies for the glug glugs. Ooh. Okay, sure. I get, in return, his help. As much as that is a bit of an oxymoron there. Okay, I'll do it. That's the good thing. Use creatures goes down by the watery place, over near the cabbage. Me says more der. Rance points to the southeast, near our largest tree. Okay, will do. Interestingly, he disappeared here, because he's over here now. Definitely necessary with the longer draw distance. Originally it was in both spots, and as the distance increased that you could see him in both places at the same time. It's pretty wild. Anyways, over here near the cabbage and a tree. Hey, Rance. Just asking him if on the stabby chucker. So is creature here to talk about free hatsies or Scratch? Scratch. Guess this is the watery place. What now? Use creatures says what Rance need for the going over the big water or the over their place. Rance points to the northeast. Oh, okay. So you want to go to Karamja. It's a bit of a long walk. You'd probably be better off with a boat. Is what's me says. Use creatures no helpsies. Just says Rance back says he's back. Okay, sorry. For a boat, you'll need something that floats in order to make a hole. Roxy's. Close. Perhaps a tree would be better. Like perhaps this tree right here. Me thinks me has found one. Just knocks it over. Very good. And there you go. One. tree-ish thing. And, says Jubbly. So can you tell me how to get Jubbly now? Use creature's not done for Rance thingies yet. The boatsy is the good'n. We'll carry Rance over to other place. You can't use that as a boat. The roots are hanging off of it. Okay, use creature makes it better. Fine, I will. Cut the roots off the old tree here. Trim the roots. And now we got an old tree, carved a little bit. And now it is a crude boat. We've done a great job here. Hilariously, we already made a much, much better boat than this for the whole canoe system on the River Lum. This is not the same kind of tree though, so we do what we can here. Okay, the boat's ready. Now tell me how to get a Jubbly. Use do other stuff see for Rance first. Reason is the bestest groundy for the walking on new land. Bestest groundy new land. Rance use stabby chucker and stick to dirt for the over dirt place. Use creature make the choppy by the stabber, so Feicium bugs sniffs the bestest yums and sploosh over there with the boatsy. Rance prepares to shoot an arrow. Okay, use person. Goes finds the stabber. He's shot an arrow to Karamja, which hilariously would be visible, more or less. But there is additional ocean added to maps and stuff. Fake ocean walls to make it look like things aren't quite as close as they are. But anyways, we're gonna go to Karamja and find where he shot an arrow, which is easy enough to accomplish. There's only so much beach on Karamja. To be fair, there's quite a bit of beach on Karamja. We can get over there easily enough, though. Let's take a charter ship. Well, not even a charter ship. Doesn't exist yet. A regular ship from Ardoin to Brimhaven here. And then scour the beach. We'll go down this way. Of course, we actually do know where the arrow is. It's on the beach. One of the things that you would think you could see, sometimes you just miss changes sometimes. There's already quite a bit of stuff going on in Karamja. So noticing one new arrow is a bit difficult sometimes. Depends how you're doing. Yeah. Down here, we got Taibowana Village. And here is a tree with an arrow in it. Might be a little bit further inland than it used to be. That's okay. You see the tree? Small palm tree with an ogre arrow in it. Fallon is lucky that it didn't hit him. Anyways, now we need to cook some choppy here with the spit roast, which is pretty recent. We cook a choppy and hear commotion out at sea. Here come ogres and a log. Hi. Hey there, we can smell the choppy from ages back. It smells real good. Dad says you can lift back with us if you want. Okay. So yeah, the whole ability to see through the water is not helping this system here. It's looking really awkward. But anyways, an ogre boat. This is boat, operated by his kids. Feicium bugs. Well, it gets us back over where we need to be. So we will board the ogre boat. Dad says you can get a free lift back with us if you want. Yes, please. I'll take a lift back with you. Except the free ride. The barely seaworthy log arrives at the Feldip Hills. Amazing. No, I don't want bow. Now we've got inventory space now, so we're going to be asked to purchase the bow every time. Okay, now tell me how to get Jubbly. What's creature say? I've helped you with your scheme to get over to Karamja. Now help me by telling me how to get Jubbly. Oh, get Jubbly. That's the easy thing. Use creature is a bit stupid for not know how to do that. Just tell me. Okays. Creatures keep hairsies on. Okay, then use creature. Use the big blowers on the Fatsy Toady. Creatures make the Fatsy Toady and then need the rocky and the woolly thing and stick it down to ground. And that is the information he gives us. Got any other things you can tell me? Explain it better. This is what it says. Use the blower on the Fatsy Toady. They need a rocky and a woolly thing to stick it to the ground. Using what we have here. And no more chompies. We need the Fatsy Toady, a rocky thing, and a ball of wool. New to the area here. Rocks. Yay. We only have one ball of wool, so we only do one of these at a time. Could have gotten more, but inventory space and all that. That's alright. Just need to get some more swamp gas here. Bloat the toad. We have the regular toad. Bloat it some more. And tie it down with a rock. Just inflate the bloated toad with more swamp gas, creating a balloon toad. Just looks absolutely amazing. Okay. And where did we get the extra ball of wool? Good question. We will drop the balloon toad. And it looks just amazing. Look at this. It's just incredibly inflated compared to the size of the toad on the ground. That's fantastic. Balloon toad. A toad inflated with swamp gas and tied up like a balloon. That's wild. That's wild is what that is. And now we just hope that a jubbly shows up. It's interesting that we didn't use the ball of wool there. Could have been another change. Been a few things changed here. Yeah, there's a jubbly. Attack. Dead immediately. Like the health of that jubbly. That's less. But anyways. This, drop that, put this back on, put that there. Pick the jubbly bird. We get raw jubbly. The balloon deflates and flies away. Flopping like crazy. My goodness. Raw jubbly. Amazing. I'll use the big spit roast here. I don't think the small one would even work. One, that's not the right size. It's a jubbly on the spit roast. Cook the jubbly. It takes some time. Unfortunately, it is ruined. Oh. You would think with 89 cooking we wouldn't burn the jubbly, but here we are. Alright. Guess we're going to need more balls of wool then. Unless I can confirm that you don't actually use the balls of wool. Really feel like you should, though. Anyways, we need to get another jubbly then. Unfortunate. We need 3 this time. See if they'll draw in 3 jubblies for more chances and stuff. Pull lock the jubbly. Could do something with all these feathers. Don't really need to. Guess we could run up here and cook this while we wait for a jubbly to show up, possibly. Doesn't take too long. Use on spit roast. We only really need 1. Cook it. Be careful, take some time. And is nicely cooked. Brilliant. I guess we can get another one. Just in case we accidentally eat it somehow. We really shouldn't. It's pretty easy to not accidentally click things. You never know how things are going to go, though. Get an extra jubbly. All the toads are floating away. Wild stuff. Wild stuff out here. Cook the jubbly. Carefully. Take some time. And it's nicely cooked. Well, with 2, that means we will be able to enjoy some jubbly. So that's fun. Back to Lumbridge with our finished dish here. You need to add anything fancy, like we did for the cooked chompy during the first quest. It's just large and juicy enough that it's already a perfect dish all by itself. in here to scratch. Use the jubbly. And quest complete. Freeing Scratch and Wonky. 1 quest point. 1500 cooking, woodcutting, ranged, and crafting XP. And the ability to travel by boat between Kramja and Feldip Hills. Requires cooked chompy, 2 of them in one direction, and 2 snakeweed in the other direction. So it's not exactly the most convenient transportation system, but it exists, I guess. You can also hunt jubbly birds and have increased access to the Colormancer's chest. Good work, adventurer. I've teleported them away to safety. We only have 4 council members left to protect. Very good. We will go and look at the chest once we head back down. But now we need to save the Lumbridge Sage. Lumbridge Guide, Lumbridge Sage, a whole thing. And the requirements here are a little bit different. Requires big jumpy bird hunting, biohazard, demon slayer, murder mystery, nature spirit, witch's house. And some of the requirements have been removed, changed what was going to happen in the quest, updated graphics, and different answers because of how things have changed. Overall, though, this is reasonably doable. All the minor quest changes really have changed things a bit. With the updated requirements, it's just 40 cooking, which was still a thing. Yeah, none of the other quest requirements at all. So that obviously had to change some requirements. Even then, the requirements that it required didn't quite make sense with the things later in the quest. So ultimately, it was more of a list of various quests to act as guidance for the guide here. Well, we can start here. How can I help the Lumbridge Sage? Well, what better way to help the Lumbridge Sage than a cake of guidance? Would you like help to help? Yes, I'm sure I can make a cake. Sounds a bit weird, though. What does it involve? Well, I'm not too familiar with the fine details. You'll have to go and speak with Treyborn in Wizard's Tower. He'll know what you need. Okay, thanks. I'll get right on it. Magical cake. Amazing. We need some stuff. And also not any of the stuff in the inventory here. Probably drop most of these. And enjoy a cooked jubbly. Like with most other foods, we can just eat it in one bite. Hilarious. Of all these things. Just a whole pile of stuff. Inventory space. It's a whole situation. Anyways. We need some stuff from the food chest. Specifically, a bucket of milk, an egg, a pot of flour, and, unsurprisingly, since we're making a cake tin. Numbers of things continue to go up here as we complete more. And so does the things in the items chest. Now got black gloves and a frying pan. The symbol here that says, no, you can't use it, it actually is correct. You can buy the next weapon here, but you can't wield it until you complete the next subquest. Which is definitely a system. Shows you the same amount of things, you just can't actually use it. Can use the gloves, though. They keep on getting slightly more expensive as they get slightly better. That's alright. We have some glove things we need to worry about pretty soon, so not gonna worry about that. We just need to get over to the Wizard's Tower. Approaching the Wizard's Tower, we got some graphical rework. Previously, the bridge had a bit of a bit in the middle where it had to go sideways and then continue straight. But now it's just a straight bridge onto the island. And also, the tower itself has also been graphically reworked. Again, not this one. This is later. Slightly more than it was before. That's alright. Yeah, it's very, very grandiose now. Just imagine a slightly lighter bricked tower compared to the old one. Definitely something. Definitely something. I'm gonna go find Treyborn. Again, there's tons of stuff here. Misgog, Isidore, bunch of wizards, bunch of places. Honora, Treyborn, there we go. Hello, young thingamywhat. Ask about the Lumbridge Sage. Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. You don't look like you have a problem. Well, I do. I need to make something called a Cake of Guidance, and I was told you could help me out. A Cake of Guidance. Yummy yum. Did you know they're imbued with knowledge and information itself? When eaten, it will give anyone the guidance they need to get back on track. So you say you're a chef? No, I don't think I did. Need to make the cake for the Lumbridge Sage. He's been frozen in time and needs help. Oh dear. It's a strange day when the Lumbridge Sage needs guidance. Don't worry, I shall help you make your chocolate cake. Not a chocolate cake. A cake of guidance. Make up your mind. I have, so what do I need to do? You don't know? Dearie me. You'll need to enchant 3 basic ingredients with your own knowledge. Bring me the basic ingredients, and I will help you with the enchantment. Where are the ingredients? An eggy peggy, some flowery wowery, and some milky wilky. So to the same world, an egg, flour, and milk. No problem. I'll be right back. Have a nice time. Thanks. Dealing with some interesting characters. Always a good time. Hello, young thingamywhat. Hi. Brought any ingredients? Yes, an egg. Excellent. I can't believe you said that. So I'll just pretend you didn't. Boo. Yes, you're no fun. I will need your help for the enchantment. You must imbue it with knowledge itself. You must test a quiz to enact the enchantment. Okay, let's start. Okay. You'll be presented with some people you may have come across in your travels. It's up to you to recall their names. Guess 3 correctly without an error, and you will succeed in enchanting the egg. Okay. Let's see who we got. They hatch out of an egg. Amazing. There's somebody there. We got a nice hat. And then we get... Name that person. Lisa Serval, Ursula, Gertrude, Caroline, Amara. Gertrude. Correct. Now the second character. Also get an egg counter here. Amazing. Is the egg counter in the way? A little bit. There's a white knight there. You can tell by the way that it is. Sir something. Name that person. These camera angles are absolutely wild. That was Sir Emphars. Sir McVace. Something like that. It's British pronunciation. Correct. Now, the final character. Third one. Our 2 egg counter. Which I feel should probably not be on the screen during this. That's alright. I guess it's next to the egg. There he is. This guy. They're very happy to be hatching from the eggs. It's pretty wild. Name that person. That was Ellie Morrison. The exact people were slightly changed due to the fact that you wouldn't have encountered some of these people if you didn't do some of the quests. But then a lot of them also weren't required from the other quests, so close enough. Just traveling around, learning stuff. You get there. Congratulations! That's correct. That wasn't so bad. Now what? Well, there is the case of the magic words of enchantment. Repeat after me. Dandlomo Zadarim. Dandy Limo Zadim. Not quite, but it'll do. I'll hold on to the enchanted egg for you until you need it. Alright. There you go. Hello, young thingamywhat. Hi. Ingredients? I've got some milk. Can we enchant it? Milk. By all means. We're going to have to complete a quiz first to bring forth guidance and act the enchantment. Okay, I'm ready. You must answer 3 general questions about our lands correctly, without getting 1 wrong. You have as many chances as you need. Question 1. The combat level of unarmed goblins near Lumbridge is... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. 2 more to go. Question 2. If I'm going to need glass, first I will need seaweed, bucket, soda ash, sand, bucket, soda ash, seaweed, glass blowing pipe, sand, bucket, soda ash, glass blowing pipe. We're not blowing the glass, so the first one. That's not right. We can try again. 3 questions. Question 1. Which tower is closest to the crafting guild? Dark Wizard's Tower. I can hear howling in one direction and buzzing in the other. Where am I? You are in Catherby. Because the howling of White Wolf Mountain and the buzzing of the bees in the beehives. Question 3. What's the name of the toy seller in Draenor Village? That is Diango. Correct. Well done. That's all 3 answered. That's correct. Now what? Repeat after me. Skelimdor Ralnapo. Skelidomi Ralipo. Close enough. The milk has now been enchanted. You're making this up, aren't you? How dare you? Now get me the next ingredient. Hold on to the enchanted milk for you until you need it. A lot of the numbers for things have been changed. Questions about smithing levels and combat levels. Numbers of things. Wild stuff. Ingredients. I've obtained a pot of flour. So you want to enchant it now? You'll have to take active part by completing a little quiz to imbue the flour with knowledge and enact the enchantment. Quiz me. For enchanting this item, you'll be shown a selection of items. When you stop viewing the selection, you'll have to answer 3 questions correctly in a row. Then the flour will be enchanted with guidance. So here's our items. We got a Wolfbane Dagger, a Bloated Toad, a Dislater, Cider Dwarven Stout and Chef's Delight, Jade and Opal, Chaos Talisman, and Mind Talisman. There is many ways you can just kind of cheese this, like writing down all the things or taking a screenshot. We're going to try to go in here just with our own knowledge. More appropriate for the enchantment. Some things you can ask is like, what doesn't exist? How many of things there are? We got 3 drinks, Dwarven Stout, Cider, and Chef's Delight, 2 gems of the Jade and Opal, Chaos and Mind Talismans, Bloated Toad, Wolfbane, and Distillator. Alright. Cider, Dwarven, Chef. Let's see what we got. What letter begin with an M? That was the Mind Talisman. Correct. On to the second set. That's 1 question per thing. Alright. This one has an air and a water rune, a maple shield bow, a magic short bow, missing seed, Zamorak's Book of Chaos, like longsword, regular logs, coconut, poison ivy berry. Okay. Got 3 weapons, 2 runes, 1 seed, poison ivy. How many weapons? 3 weapons. Correct. Now the final set. Alright. Got a fire rune and a chaos rune, so 2 runes. Tin, iron, and silver ore. Use shortbow with myth arrow, Dwellberry, trout, and Ceradoma's Book of Wisdom. We got 2 runes, 3 ores, a bit of range stuff, a trout, book, and berries. How many types of runes were there? There were 2. That's correct. That's it. You have to repeat the magic words, of course. Oh, of course. Splendidium Romelno. Spendirum Romeo. We shall make a wizard of you yet. I'll hold on to the enchanted flower until you need it. So I have enchanted all 3 ingredients now. Indeed. Best you go bake that cake. You can do it the same way as making an ordinary cake. Thank you. Enchanted. Use all the enchanted stuff on here. Raw guide cake. We can cook this in Lumbridge. Unsurprisingly. Lumbridge. On the super fancy range in here, which technically has a lower burn rate, but also technically kind of only on a few things, maybe. It's a whole system. It's a whole system. Cook. With the cook here. Having a grand old time. And it's not in the meat section. Use the cake here. And with the magic of magic cake it becomes question mark shaped. So that's fun. Into the time portal. And here we are. Lumber stage. Here's your cake. Can't even accidentally eat it. Brilliant stuff. And quest complete. 1 quest point. 2,500 cooking and magic XP. And more chest. 3 to go. Alright. Next. Freeing Evil Dave. Requires Gertrude's Cat and Shadow of the Storm, where we got more information about Evil Dave. And 25 cooking. Evil Dave, what's he doing on the secret council? The council was meant to include one dark wizard, but obviously the other members did not want to include anyone who was a real threat. So how do I free him? To free Evil Dave, you must make a stew, but it must be seasoned in a very particular way. The only way to find the recipe would be to ask someone who has tasted the stew. But who could that be? Remember that from the point of view of the outside world, anything you do in here has already happened, while the people here are out in the world, because from their point of view, you've already rescued them. You may need to talk to Evil Dave outside the time bubble. Yes, he lives in Edgeville, with his mother, in her basement. I make no judgment about that. Okay. Evil Dave. Wild stuff. This is where we need a cat. And also, several bowls of stew, which we can totally go and get. Not from, like, making stew or anything. That'd be inconvenient. There's better ways. But first, the new items in the chest here. Mithril gloves and a skewer. Very pokey. Again, not going to be buying any of these right now. If we want to get our hands on a bunch of stew, the best place to go is Sears Village. Drop the cat now, since we're going to be getting ready to actually do stuff here. Running over to the Forester's Arms here, the pub in Sears Village. As if we talk to the bartender here. Good morning. What would you like? What do you got? We have beer, or if you want some food, we have our homemade stews and meat pies. I'd like a stew, please. Bowl stew? That'll be 20 coins, please. Thanks, bartender. And then we just do this conversation over and over until we have enough stews. And then it's time to go to Edgeville, to Evil Dave's mom's house. The house is right here, across from the bank. Renovated, new and improved. Used to have like walls and fences around it. Here we are. Here is Doris. Hello, dearie. Is Dave in? Yes, he's just down in the cellar. Are you one of his evil friends? No, I just want to talk to him. Oh, that's good. He needs to spend time with more normal people. He hardly ever leaves the cellar. It can't be healthy. Down in the basement here. Evil Dave. And a whole bunch of hell rats. Hey, welcome to my basement of doom. Evil Dave's big day out. Nope. Nice basement. Nice. I mean evil. Yeah, I'm going to use it to summon demons to do my bidding. Or raise an army of the undead. Then I'm going to, like, totally take over the world. So have you had any luck with your demon summoning? Well, I thought I should start small, so I asked Wizard Greyzine for some help with summoning imps. And did you manage to summon any? Well, not imps exactly. Turns out they're not the lowest form of demon after all. I got these hell rats. They're hardly evil at all. They're just like regular rats, only they smell vaguely of sulfur. Weren't you gonna give up evil? Well, yeah. I did try. I wore this bright red jumper, got up in the morning and spent the day outside in the sunshine. Gave shudders. But I couldn't keep it up. I just didn't find anything good. Very interesting, you know? Sometimes I worry about the consequences of evil. I don't really want anyone to get hurt. Not like what happened with Danath. But I can't not be evil. It's just who I am. So, when did you get that secret council meeting? Hey, the council meeting. They wanted me to be their evil representative. That proves I'm a great dark wizard, right? Right. But anyway, why did you want to know what I ate? I need to make the exact food in order to save you from the Colonimancer's spell. What? That was last week. You already saved me. Sort of. It's complicated. It works like this. Right. You're here. We're also still in the time freeze. What? I mean, the whole room was frozen in time at the moment the Colonimancer cast his spell, right? What? I didn't notice anything. Of course you didn't. You were frozen. So how can I be there and also here? Which one's me? I mean, I feel like I'm me. What if I'm not me? That would be terrible. They're both you. How does that work? From your point of view, I've saved you, but from mine, I haven't. Well, that's alright, as long as I'm saved from my point of view. But I have to save you, otherwise you won't be saved. But I'm here, so you must have already saved me. That's what I meant. From your point of view, I've saved you, but from mine, I haven't. What? I've got to take the food back in time to give it to you. Why? Because otherwise, you won't be saved from the Colonimancer's spell. But I was saved from the spell. I remember it. Exactly. That's why I have to go back in time and save you. What will happen if you don't? There'll be a temporal paradox and the universe will implode. Oh no, that would be bad. And not even in an evil way. Exactly. So you've got to tell me the recipe. I still don't understand why you need the recipe when you already saved me. You've got to tell me because the magic requires it. Alright, now that makes perfect sense. So, what was it then? What was what? The food you ate at the council meeting? It was like this totally evil stew. Evil stew? How is it evil? Well, it kind of tasted evil, you know? You know how you taste something and you think, that's really evil. I think you're mixing up good and evil again. Well, what? Well, I'm evil, and I really like evil stuff. I liked it, so it must be evil, right? I suppose that makes some kind of sense. I need to reproduce this stew. So can you describe it in more detail? Well, it tasted like the stews my mom makes. She puts the spices in them. But it was like she got the amounts totally right this time. Okay, I'd better talk to your mom. A spicy stew. Could be a good time. Back upstairs. Out of the basement. Doris. Hello again. Might use your spices for making stew. You can if you can find them. Dave's hell rats stole them all. I better go and kill some hell rats then. Stole all the spices. I guess they're good for one thing. Stealing things is pretty evil here. So that's the guy with 88 thieving. Well, anyways, we need to chase some hell rats. Come on, puss, kill that rat. And we go after it. And the wily cat is very good at catching. Yellow spice. Interact. Chase another rat. There are multiple colors of spices. Yellow, red, orange, and brown. And since we need to get the perfect spices in the perfect combination, we need all the different colors. Even a wily cat can sometimes fail them. Just give it another shot. Tries to target a nearby rat, and then it has to go all the way over there. Chase some more, and more, and more, and more. It's definitely not the quickest thing to do. Red spice. continue interacting and chasing. Just all around. Jumping on the rats. Doing their best. Brown space. We've gotten 9 stews here, because that is a good number to get here. Picking up more and more spices. With a bit of strategy, you make this go relatively quickly. Our cat suddenly transforms. Wily Hellcat. Get out of here, rat. And now, from consuming and catching all the hell rats, the cat has been infected with hell energy. Which, honestly, a positive. Because now it is even better at catching rats. So that is fantastic for us. Catch more. The spice went under here. Orange spice. We have enough orange spice now. So now it's time for a bit of testing purposes. Or do we have? We have 5 pieces. Close. To get the perfect stew, we need to have Dave sample the stews. 1 orange spice in a stew. Smell it. No red, no yellow, a little orange, and no brown. Use the spicy stew on Dave. You taste this stew, please. You got one of the spices right, but the other ones are wrong. So we can confirm 1 orange. Could be 1, 2, or 3. And just drop the extras and empties. And we try some more. How about 1 yellow? Use the stew on Dave. Taste this one. I think you got 1 spice right. The other ones are wrong. 1 yellow. Very convenient. We need 1 yellow, 1 orange. And try brown here. Use the spicy stew on Dave. That's nothing like the stew I taste. All the spices are wrong. So it's not 1 brown. And then also have red. 1 red. How's this one feel, Dave? Nope. Not 1 red. Okay. So basically, at this point, we can test 2 red. No, drop the cat. 1 red plus 1 red is 2 red spices, shockingly. Use that on Dave here. How's this do? Nope. Not 2 red either. And that eliminates all those options, leaving us with 3 red as the requirement. So basically, we just need to figure out whether it's 2 or 3 brown spice by using some more here. Also drop all these empty bowls, give us more space. And we need to get more red spice. We have the orange and yellow, so we don't need those at all. Just keep on chasing, getting rats as best we can with our very, very good cat. Brown spices. This will be enough to get some information here at least. 1 brown, 2 brown. Use it with Dave. Taste this stew, please. 1's correct. So it is 2 brown. So I know exactly what we need. And that means we can start assembling the perfect stew. We need the correct amounts of all the colors here. And that comes down to, randomly, if we get the correct colors here. The main issue we're having is red. And it can still fail. We got orange and yellow under control. Need 1 more piece of brown and 2... There's 2 brown, that's fine. 2 brown. So now we just need 3 doses of red spice. And then we'll be good. Random chance which one we get here. There's 1 bit of red. Chase some more. Then we just need 2 bits of red spice. That is 4 orange, which is pretty nice. 2 brown. So now we just need 3 doses of red spice. And then we'll be good. Random chance which one we get here. There's 1 bit of red. Chase some more. Then we just need 2 bits of red spice. That is 4 orange, which is pretty nice. 2 brown. if we want to be collecting spice. 4 is the maximum that can fit in each of the shakers here. Brown spice there. We can also just make an absolute mess on the floor here with all the spices popping up. Brown spice. Just need red. And just 2 more. Just a little bit more. All the way in the corner here. Red spice 3. Beautiful. Alright. Drop that. Use just so much spice on here. It's a very spicy stew. 1 bit of red. 2 bit of red. 3 bits of red. A bit of orange. A bit of yellow. And 2 pieces of brown. Very spicy. Very cool. Talk to Evil Dave. Basement of Doom. Use the spicy stew. Do not eat it. On Dave. Taste this stew, please. Totally evil! That's exactly how the stew tasted. Don't eat it all. Now I just have to go back in time and give it to your earlier self. What? Why can't I eat it? You've already eaten it. This is the stew that you remember tasting in the first place. So confused. Time. It's a whole mess. Oh yeah. Evil Dave. We got your spicy stew. Brilliant stuff. Again, this has an eat option. And with all of the having to get the spices, it's definitely best to not eat this stew. It would be a bit of a mess. And here, Evil Dave with our evil cat. Use the spicy stew. There you go. Whoa, what happened? I've just saved you from a buffet worse than death. Hey, this is a pretty evil stew. Yes, now it's very important you remember what the stew tasted like. Why? Because it just is. Okay. Quest complete. Free Evil Dave. 1 quest point. 7,000 cooking XP. Spicy stews. Which are actually super useful. Depending on which spices you put in, they can change your various stats. Anything from a -5 to a +5 boost. And if you keep eating more, they will compound on each other, but can't add up to more. So you can't just get like +50 or anything. So a bit of restoring your stats, waiting for them to recover, eating more stews. Basically, a +5 in anything, which can have some very good uses if you're not already at the level required for various things. You can also get Hellcats by catching the Hell Rats. Brilliant stuff. And the spicy stew is the spicy stew. And more access to the chest. Only 2 left to protect. Let's go see the chest. What new things we got in here. Very fun. All the new stuff. I think we'll eventually be making use of items in here. At least the best gloves. But we got glove-related things we need to deal with next time. Buy items, adamant gloves, and a rolling pin for whacking people on the head with. Very good. Of course, we can't actually wield it yet till the next one. But still, pretty solid. With just 2 left to go, we will be finishing Recipe for Disaster. Next time. Goodbye.